What is up, guys? So it's Sunday today, and I thought I would do a video and just talk about why I make videos, why I do what I do on YouTube, where it came from, where it's going. And I just want to say thank you to anybody who watches my videos, anybody who comments, who likes the videos, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it, and all the comments is brilliant. It really motivates me, it makes me want to keep going, because I've not always been like that. I've had a miserable life, if I'm honest, and I've never really succeeded at anything in life. So this channel is really giving me like a new breath of fresh air, to keep going. And a lot of the comments are brilliant, but I do get negative comments, usually from like fellow addicts, that are still struggling right now. And I understand it, it's hard when you're in that world. It's a miserable, hard, tough life. And when there's somebody who gets out of that life and starts like doing well, it's hard to watch. I've been there. Just watching someone who's done something what you can't do, and it can be frustrating. So I understand the negative comments, but most of them are really good comments, and I really appreciate that. So when I first started this channel, the first time I really thought about it was when I was suicidal. I've spoke about it before. I've had 2 real serious attempts, and I'd given up all hope. And one of the times I woke up, and I've spoke about it before, I was surrounded in sick and pills everywhere. It's like a movie, like a movie scene. And I survived, and I remember like speaking out loud, saying, what do you want from me? You won't let me live, you won't let me die. I'm stuck in a world of addiction. I was massively overweight. I was so depressed, and I just couldn't see a way out. And I said to myself, while I was sat on the end of my bed, I said, just imagine though, if I could turn all this around. I never thought I'd be able to, because if anybody knew me before then, they'll tell you I was so far gone. It was unbelievable. I was an alcoholic. I was on like 5-6 different drugs, morbidly, dangerously overweight. And I just thought, I'm too far gone. And I said to myself, just imagine if you can come back from this, if you can turn it all around, if you can get off the drugs, if you can lose all the weight, that would be an amazing story. You could inspire other people to do the same. You could start a YouTube channel. So that's what I did. That's when I first thought about it. And to start with, I was like most people, I was like, yeah, but what if I make this video and people laugh at me? Or what if I make this video and people think I'm weak, or people, family members don't agree with it, they might think I'm silly. And so I didn't do it for a short while, and then I hit a point, and I just thought, I think it was like a Instagram post, and it says, never be ashamed of what you've been through, be proud of what you've overcome. And that really resonated with me. I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to make videos, and I'm going to be true, I'm going to be honest. Even if it's embarrassing, even if it makes me look weak or silly, I'm just going to tell people the truth. And that's what I started doing. I started talking about the daily battles with addiction, recovery, the trauma that comes after getting clean. Because when I first got clean, it was, I can't tell you how bad it was. I mean, I was on so many drugs, and I was an alcoholic. So it was like, you're supposed to taper down. You're supposed to do it, maybe go to rehab, do it safely, and do it over a period of time. But I didn't think that I had time. I thought, I'm dying. I'm not going to last another 6 months of this. I was on over 100 ml of Valium a day, and an alcoholic. And anyone will tell you that's a dangerous cocktail. I was having sheet after sheet of pregabalin and gabapentin, and I was smoking crack every single day. People used to take photos of me in the street, laughing at me, uploading it so other people could laugh at me. All the local fatties around here were like pointing the finger at me, and they're all massively fat themselves. They can't even put a fork down, but they want to make fun of me. And that's what spurred me on. I started thinking, right, watch, I'm going to change my life. And that's what I did. And it was so hard. I spoke about it before. I couldn't sleep. I was puking. I was ill. I couldn't even get off the bed. I was hallucinating. I couldn't keep still. You're like stuck in the middle somewhere. All you want to do is just chill out, watch TV, and get through it. But you can't because you're twitching, and it's horrible. And I think the worst part is you can't sleep. So it's all like all your senses get heightened. A bit like when you've got a hangover. And you can smell everything like 100 times more, and all the pain's like 10 times. Your body's really fragile because you're not rested, you're not eating. So it was so bad. But I got through it, it lasted ages, but it feels like it lasts even longer because you're suffering all day and you're suffering all night, and it lasts for weeks. I remember the first night I got a little bit of sleep, and I was watching Forrest Gump on TV, or I say I was watching it, it was on TV, I wasn't really watching it, and I was just laid there suffering. It was like 3 weeks in or something, or 2 weeks in, and I just dropped off, and then I woke up, and it was only like 15 minutes, and I had a really mad dream as well about the fun-loving criminals for some reason, and and I remember I like come to, and I looked at the clock, and it was like 15-20 minutes sleep, and it was like, yes, that's it, this is the first step to recovery. I'm starting to sleep now on my own. And that's what people don't understand. They think that, after a couple of days you'll just crash because with no sleep, you just crash because your body's exhausted. But it don't work like that. It comes back slowly over time. You'll get like 10 minutes one night, and then 5 minutes the next night, and then maybe 15, and it just comes back gradually. And because you're not eating or you're just exhausted. And I've got to be honest, halfway through, if I could have, if I could have gone and got some drugs, I probably would have. That's how bad it was. But I wouldn't have been able to because I couldn't move. I was exhausted. I thought, I can't go out and score. If I'd have drank any beer, I'd have just puked it straight back up. So I was kind of stuck, which I'm glad I was now. And I got through it. And I remember at the worst point, I was laid there. I was so ill. I can't even explain how ill I was. That's how bad it was. I was hurting in ways I've never felt before. I had tremors. It was horrible. And I remember the worst part, I was thinking to myself, I got a tiny little bit of peace from it, thinking to myself, you know what? This is the next step from this is death. This is the worst anyone could ever feel. And you can take it. You're doing all right. You can take it. And I got a tiny little bit of peace from that. And I got through it, weeks, months, feeling ill. And then once I got clean, that's when the next battle starts. Everyone thinks you just do a couple weeks detoxing, get clean, and then off you go, and it's this great new life, but it's not like that. Now you have to face all the trauma, all the embarrassment, the shame, the depression, the anxiety, all the things that you've been suppressing over the years. They all come back now with a vengeance. And you have to face it all sober. So I thought, right, I'm going to document this now, And I do it, every time I talk about it, every time I put myself back to when I was suicidal, it takes a little part of me, but I do it because I have to do it. I have to show people that you can get out of it, because there's no one any worse than I was. No way. There can't be. And I need to show people that you've already got what you need to get clean. You've just got to pull it out yourself. And it really puts it into perspective. I was watching, I was looking on Facebook yesterday or the day before, and a kid who, I don't really know him, but a lot of my friends know him, got murdered in Doncaster in Hyde Park. And it puts it into perspective, life, because I'd given up on life. And I tried to end myself, but I didn't succeed. I got through it. I woke up the next morning and I was absolutely devastated, but I'm glad now. I'm glad I didn't die. I'm glad I didn't succeed. And it just puts it into perspective. That kid getting murdered, you could be dead at any minute. So, if you're thinking about making a YouTube channel, then go for it. Don't worry about what people think. Don't worry about if people are going to laugh at you. Just go through with it. Just do it. And that's why I make videos now, to show people that you're not alone. You know, if people can watch me and think, well, you know what, I struggle with that too. Or, you know, if he can do it, I can do it. Because I'm no one special. If I can do it, anyone can. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. And, you know, I want to thank anybody who watches the videos. I do struggle with anxiety now when I'm out and about, but I am getting better, you know. I bought an electric bike, which I would definitely recommend anybody who's struggling. And I'm starting to go out now. And what I want to do moving forward is I want to see people that are struggling where I was. And I want to interview them. You know, I'll give them like a couple quid, do a little interview and talk about the struggles, what they're going through. And I wouldn't mind getting, doing a podcast with Brett May. You know, he's from Doncaster. He's a controversial character. I know his family's struggled with addiction. I don't think he does, but you know, I think it'd be good content. But anyway, that's why I do what I do. I just need to show people. Doesn't matter how bad it is, you know. It doesn't matter how far you've fallen. There's a way out, and I can say that with authority because I've been there. I know what it's like. I've lived in an abandoned psych ward. You know, I've been homeless on the streets. I've slept in doorways and outside toilets. So just don't give up, because I didn't give up, and it's a miracle I'm still alive. And I say that, you don't understand how many times I could have been killed. You know, every day was a lottery, the amount of drugs I was taking. But, you know, I'm still here now. That's why I make videos, just to show people that if you want it, if you really, really want it, it only takes 2 minutes. It takes you 2 minutes to make up your mind. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it now. No more excuses. No more, oh, I can't because of this, or I can't because of that. You can, because I did. But anyway, that's the video for today. If you like the video, press the thumbs up. I appreciate anybody who watches, anybody who comments, subscribe to the channel. Nerf de Pap.